Good afternoon, everybody. We are here for another installment of the Fastenal Winter Series. Of course, it's sponsored by Fastenal, where industry meets innovation. I am Dakota Wilson, joined alongside Justin Erb and Chuck Feltz. We got Eddie. He's usually the lead commentator. He's kind of letting the inmates run the asylum tonight, so just bear with us, and we're glad you're here. Of course, we're sponsored by Simrat Market, MPI, and Martin Sports. If you would go check them out, they do a whole lot. They do a lot for the league, and we're extremely grateful to have them. But we're here at the Milwaukee Mile, and Justin Erb, he's actually a native, so he's got the track packs for you.
That is definitely right, Dakota. Tonight we are at the Milwaukee Mile, nestled in the fairgrounds of the Wisconsin State Fair, located in West Allis, Wisconsin. First opened in 1903, and it's a length of 1 mile. Fun fact about the mile today is that it's actually the longest operating track in the world. Not missing a beat from 1903 to today, every year.
Well, thank you for that, Justin. And that's one half of the equation. Now we got to get to the car here, which is the ARCA car. And I think Chuck Feltz has got the car facts for us.
Yep, thank you, Dakota, and thanks for that tidbit of history, Justin. I did not know that. I'm a huge history buff, so awesome little factoid. Onto the car, it is, as Dakota just said, it is the ARCA Menard Chevrolet. It is the 650 horsepower engine package, V8, of course. It's a 4-gear drivetrain transmission. It's a 3,300-pound stock car, and this is the big series. Additionally, in regards to the vehicle tonight, they will have 4 tire sets total, 1 starting the race on the car, of course, and 3 behind the pit wall. That's what will be on the car tonight.
Well, thank you there, Chuck. It's certainly going to be a good one here as we take a look at the points. As you can see, Alex Huffman, and Blaine Wilson are all locked in via wins. It's actually a pretty tight field, and one bad night could really jeopardize your chances of not making it to the championship playoffs. So, from a spectator standpoint, who do you think needs to have a good night, and who can kind of afford to have an off night?
Well, the way I'm looking at it, I'm thinking Craig. Every time I look at that name, I can never get it right. Lautenschlager. He can probably afford to have somewhat of an off night, but anyone, I'd say 10th and below, need to have a good race tonight to be able to stay in the hunt or even gain their positions to get into those playoffs.
I would agree with that as well, Justin, because not only that, the cutoff line is they're taking 15 to the playoffs, and if you look at the right around that cutoff line, points are tight between I'd say Matty Jorgensen all the way down. The farther you go down, I believe it'd be harder to get up there. But right around that cutoff line, you can see pretty tight point battle right there as well.
I would probably say Parker and Cody need to have a fantastic night tonight to improve the chances of getting in there.
All right, we'll take a look at the schedule here. We are in round 2 of the ARCA portion of this schedule. Next week we go to Phoenix, and that'll round out the ARCA series before we head into the trucks at Michigan, Knoxville, and Daytona. And of course, the championship round will be February 6th at the Old Atlanta. So that's going to be a pretty good schedule from here on out for them.
That's going to be a fun race there, that championship round at Old Atlanta. It's going to be a whale of a time.
All right, we'll take a look at the starting grid here. You got Jonathan Cofield taking the pole with Alex Coffey starting outside pole. Third place will be Eric Schaefer with Alex Huffman alongside of him. Kyle Benson starting 5th, and Richard Swavel will be starting 6th. Ross Harlow and Jesse Necula will be starting 7th and 8th. Carl Stevens and Stephen Harlow will be starting 9th and 10th. You got Shane Wyatt in 11th and Adam Lancaster in 12th. You got Tony Kivett and Josh Lokenvitz starting 13th and 14th. Blaine Wilson and Craig Lautenslager will be starting 15th and 16th. And 17th, you got Parker Bland alongside of Christopher Bishop in 18th. In 19th, you got Timothy Stubblefield alongside Matthew Jorgensen in 20th. Barry Knapp and Johnny Shade will be starting 21st and 22nd. You got Cody Kinsey and Isaac Mock starting 23rd and 24th. And that'll be your grid for tonight here at the Milwaukee Mile. So we'll go ahead and get y'all's picks of who you think's going to win this thing.
It could be a toss-up with everyone, but I think I'll put my money on. Might be a little bit more biased here. I think I'm going to put my pick onto the 19 of Ross Harlow. He's a master at these tracks. I mean, the qualifying spot may not say so, but I've seen him work, and he can definitely make these things work.
Well, I'm going to risk it one more time. I'm going to go with Alex Coffey again. It's always the strong guy there. Last week, I thought I jinxed him, but he wasn't feeling well, so he did a start in park. So I did not jinx him last week. So I'm going to pick Alex Coffey tonight.
Well, I think I'm going to go with the 58 of Jonathan Cofield. He had a strong car in practice and everything, so we're going to see who's right here. And as always, we're going to have the choose rule will be in effect. You know, after the initial start, leader of course has first choice, and as you can see here, you have to be in the extreme high or the extreme low lane. If you're anywhere in that red, you're going to get an EOL and be forced to start in the back. Before we get started here, we got a race analysis here. I think Justin Erb's got it for us.
Yeah, tonight we're going to be doing 100 laps around the 1 mile oval, and we have 4 tire sets in the pits. And most crucially, there are no fast repairs tonight. So if they get wrecked, they're wrecked, and they got to deal with it.
Yeah, that's always a tricky part there. You got to know when to be aggressive and when to, when to kind of lay back, because in order to be there at the end, you got to make it to the end first.
I'm looking at the total or the current track temp as well. That's a little different than what they practiced. It was triple digits during practice. Didn't notice it during qualifying, but it is double digits now at 96 degrees Fahrenheit track temp.
All right, we got the pace car rolling down the backstretch here. The lights are off, so we will be going green this time by.
Yes, sir. Going to be rolling down into turn 3 here, and the pace car is going to come right off at turn 4. And get the drop.
All right, the pace car is in. We're getting ready to start this 100 laps of mayhem. Looks like Jonathan Cofield's going to take the lead off of turn 2 here. Looks like a heads-up battle for second place between Alex Coffey and Eric Schaefer.
And everyone behind still trying to sort themselves out after that initial start. It looks like we're about to get 3 wide into turn 1.
Yeah, Stephen Harlow was right there in between. I think that was Loki and Necula, but so far everybody's kept it clean. Everybody's just kind of jockeying for position.
I'm thinking track position is going to be real big tonight with all this.
Oh, we got a caution here. Looks like the 4 Eric Schaefer and Alex Huffman get together and go around. Oh, and we
and they're
got more
still
cars
piling up.
piling in. There was definitely a handful of cars
Oh.
involved in that one.
Just looks like they didn't expect a little bit of a checkup there. Just rolled the center a little bit better. And as the 99 and the 18 both come right on in. Man, only lap 3.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's one of the bad part about these cars is, you know, they're kind of wedged at the front. So if you run up under somebody, they're going to go right over top of your car.
Yeah, just jacking up that rear end, getting that wheel spin, and you have no grip back there because, hey, your tires aren't touching. Oh, looks like Nekula had no idea until the last second.
Yeah, I saw that. It looked like he was driving in the smoke. I mean, I'm sure he was backing it off, but just nowhere to go.
Yeah, that happens. You just gotta try to take your time going through the field. If you know you're faster, you gotta pick your time. Gotta pick everything you need to do to be there at the end.
Looks like we got quite a few drivers on the driver cams tonight. You know, it's reversing to see kind of how smooth these guys can be, and you know, so, like Ross Harlow, you know, he's got ice water in his veins, and usually don't get too excited. And I see we have Matthew Jorgensen, you know, Richard Swavely, Alex Huffman, Parker Bland, Isaac Mock, Charlie Stevens. So huge shout out to them for wanting their ugly mugs to be on camera.
We got a good field of drivers here. It's all good. So, as it looks like we have sent Chuck to go get a pit report for the number 2. We will hear back from him very shortly here. And here he is. Chuck, do you have any news about what's going on?
Not yet. They're sorting it out. I just want to update you. I will be back as soon as I find out.
All right, that sounds good. Thank you very much. All right, well, I'd say let's talk about some strategies here. Because as far as I know, these cars can do about 94 laps per tank of fuel. So how many cautions do you need to have before you're good to go on fuel to the end?
I'm not too sure there. You know, I'm a run it dry kind of guy, but I'm also I'll burn my tires up there. And a little bit of news: our race leader Jonathan Cofield has been given an EOL penalty for getting inside that red box. So he's gonna have to surrender the lead and go all the way to the back, and that's gonna be quite the drive for him to come back up through the field.
It's always difficult to get something like that, especially when you get out there and start leading. You realize you have a little bit of speed.
All right, before we go green, what do you got for us, Chuck?
Unfortunately, Huffman still has about 4 minutes, maybe now about 3 minutes left of damage. So he's going to get back out there, but we'll see. We'll see where he ends up tonight.
Well, looks like he's catching up to the back of the field right now. So it looks like he's just going to try to limp it around as pace car lights are off, and we're coming out of, I believe this is turn 4.
Yeah, the 32 Richard Swavely has inherited the lead after Cofield's EOL penalty, so we're going to see what he can do here with the lead.
Alrighty, green flag drops once again here at Milwaukee.
Looks like Richard got one heck of a start there, and he's already jumped out to 4/10 of a lead over the 11 of Alex Coffey and the 19 of that's Ross Harlow.
With the 5 of Stephen Harlow not far behind him.
You know, being the go ahead, Justin.
Sorry, Dakota. Just gonna say, everyone from about the top 4 or 5 back, there's always jockeying for position here, as they're just going to try to settle into a groove here.
Yeah, speaking of that groove, we'll call this your home track. What
More
would be
than home
the
track.
what would be the line that you want to take to consume or to conserve your tires, or to make any possible moves?
Now, as much as the home track as it might be, it's not a track I would run all the time, but I've been to several races here on my own, and I've seen every manner of lines getting taken through the corners, and long, sweeping, flat corners. So you see some people turning in late, trying to diamond, kind of like how they do it at Martinsville back in the day, as we get a pass from Alex Coffey on Richard Swavely here, and Swavely drops down to third behind Harlow.
Yeah, I think Richard's having a little bit of connection issue, so he might have surrendered the lead to keep from bottling these guys up.
Yeah, it's looking like it.
But Alex Coffey has inherited the lead, and he's got the Harlow boys running behind him in second and third, so it's going to be that's three of your top dogs in this series. So it's going to be exciting to see them duke it out this early on.
Yeah. Well, back to the tire saving thing. You can see it right here with Ross and Alex. Alex is kind of arcing the corners in a little bit later than Ross, where Ross is trying to get down to that yellow line, where as Alex is just trying to get a drive off the corner, as you see right there. And it's all about the whole driving style for each individual driver. It's whatever you feel comfortable with. And if you can be fast, taking an unconventional line, that's all you can do.
Yeah, I can speak from personal experience. These top four guys, they're probably four of the best at choosing that right line and really conserving their stuff, and they usually don't make too many boneheaded decisions, and it really shows, because each of these guys, they've won multiple races on iRacing, and I mean, you don't get them by fluke. You got to be good, as we see Stephen Harlow making a run at Alex Coffey here for the lead.
As Ross Harlow.
I would
it is
feel
Ross.
also that the line you choose also depends on the opponent you're attacking or defending. You may want to arc it in, but if you know your opponent goes in shallow while he's behind you, you may have to do a more shallow entry to protect your position. I think you need to know your opponent as well.
That's very true. That did not cross my mind. You've got a point. It all depends. I think Alex is taking that line to try to get just to maybe chop the nose of Ross as they're coming in on the straight.
Yeah, I will say it's definitely nice to see Alex Coffey back out there. I know he had surgery a couple of weeks ago, and he's been starting and parking, so it's nice to see him back out there, logging these laps off, and back where he belongs. He's leading these things, and that's probably one of the certain things in life is death, taxes, and Alex Coffey leading the race. So
For sure. I'm not playing favorites. That is why he's one of my picks almost every week, and I've raced with him in other leagues before. He's definitely somebody you should never count out, in my opinion.
looks like everybody's single file pretty much throughout the field. So you got some pretty good battles here. You got Ross Harlow and Alex Coffey, and then Stephen Harlow. He's under fire from Shane White, and I think for fifth and sixth you've got Josh Lokovitz and Adam Lancaster duking it out. So we've got good battles, even though they are single file.
It almost seems like everyone's kind of paired off into pairs. And here we got to look at Johnny Shade here. Nice. Oh, he's really moving through the field. Starting
Johnny
22nd.
Yeah, he's up 11 spots.
Wow.
Yeah, Cody Kinsey, he's another big mover in the field. He started in the back. I don't even think he took a qualifying time, and he's up to 13th place now.
Right on.
Yeah. And speaking of coming up through the field, Jonathan Cofield, he is back up to 10th after having to serve that EOL penalty.
He's not wasting any time.
No, he's probably got a fire lit under his butt. He wants that lead back.
He wants to get taken away. I understand that. Seems like he's being smart about it though, so that's a good thing. Not causing too much trouble. Working on the 70 of Kyle Benson.
Surprisingly, the track temp has dropped again, by the way, fellas. So nothing at all like what they practiced at. Again, to recap on that, the practice session was 3-digit track temps, 108, 111, and they're down to 94 now from race start.
All right, that means that there's going to be a little bit of extra grip for these drivers to maneuver around with, as we see the 13 of Craig Lautenschlager working on 7.
Yeah, it looks like Tony Cadet might have some problems there. He lost 3 spots real quick.
Yeah, I wonder what was happening with that. But as we have Kyle Benson trying to work his way around Craig there, and he's got his bumper there. That's getting real close. Oh man.
Yeah, and another thing you gotta watch out for is those yellow rumble strips. I know from personal experience, you hit them things, you are going around quick, fast, and in a hurry.
Yeah, as we have Cofield working his way up to them, making it a 3-way battle for 7th overall here. As the 13 goes high and is trying to hold his position off, but it looks like, yeah, Cofield's got that position. Now he's back up into 8th after that restart. He is on a mission.
Like up front, you got Ross Harlow. He's starting to put some big pressure on Alex Coffey. We got a light car, Alex Huffman, out in front, so that's definitely going to come into the equation of what move you need to make. It looks like Alex is going to stay up high and out of their way. Let these two boys fight it out.
You almost can't put a piece of paper between these two ever since that restart happened. These two have just been walking away from the rest of the field. You got to think, like, what is that doing to their tires?
Yeah, and surprisingly enough, as hard as these guys are running, they have actually pulled out to a 1.6 second lead over Stephen Harlow. So, you know, they're giving it all they got, and they're starting to walk away from them here.
I'm starting. Oh, go ahead, Chuck. My bad.
I was just going to say we're closing in on almost a quarter of the way through this race. Again, I believe the fuel mileage is 90 laps-ish, give or take, so they can't quite go the full race. So when and if we get a caution, fuel-wise, they fill up, they're good to the end. But that's where the strategy comes in. 2 tires, 4 tires. Obviously, if you're going to take a full tank, I don't know why you wouldn't take 4. But as it goes longer green, that's where you can figure out, do I take a half a tank of 2 tires, 4 tires in a full tank, etc., etc.
Yeah, I was speaking earlier, seeing how many cautions you would need to be able to save enough. But yeah, you've come up with a good point. Like, how much would you need to put in for a pit stop here?
Yeah, I think personally, I'd be looking around the halfway point to see, you know, how the car's feeling. With Alex Coffey, he looks like he might have scraped a wall there a little bit. As Ross Harlow's going to go low.
Yeah, it opened the door for the 19. He's got a bumper on the inside.
You give Ross Harlow an inch, he's going to take a mile. It didn't quite clear him that time, but he shoots it off into one here, and I think he's going to clear him this time.
Yeah, it looks like Coffey was just going to let him go here, but he's got the run coming out of turn 2. Can he stick the nose in? does.
You're seeing right here why these two, they're probably two of the best in this league.
And the 11 is clear of the 19.
I don't know about y'all, but I feel like I'm watching two heavyweight fighters.
Anytime these two
Yeah, and
lock
it's
horns.
absolutely, and it's still early in the race. We just barely, it was just a couple laps, maybe 3 past the quarter mark. So there's a lot of bouts left.
Yeah, it's just a total slugfest.
And even with trading the lead and stuff, they've extended their gap between them and the 5 of Stephen Harlow too. So they're still pulling it out.
That is true. As we are looking back at Cofield here, it looks like he somewhat stalled out on his run and locked back into a battle.
Yeah,
with Benson and Wolkenwitz.
Yeah, and I think last week, Jonathan Cofield and Benson might have had a little beef, so it's going to be exciting to see if they can play nice, or if that bad blood will bull back up. But pretty so far it's been fairly calm.
Yeah, it'll definitely make Benson a hard car to pass for Cofield here.
Yeah, usually you want to try to squash that beef, right after the race, so you don't want nothing getting reciprocated to you. You make a guy mad one week, he's liable to block your butt off the next week and just really make your life a living hell.
I think we've all seen that a little too much than we'd like to admit over the time we've been doing this.
Yeah, and I'm convinced that the people with the best memories are race car drivers. They talk about the memory of an elephant or of women. Race car drivers could tell you who wrecked you in what turn on one lap from 4 seasons ago.
Oh, yeah. I mean, just look at all the great rivalries over the years and all the top series. It just speaks for itself.
But back up at the front, we still got Ross Harlow putting the pressure on the 11 Alex Coffey here, man. These guys, and they've even pulled it out to a 2.3 second lead, and they're still just pulling away. So these guys they're laying it all out right here.
Or it could just be a little bit of fun having just in the middle of the race, just trying to get those laps logged through. That's one way to look at it. As Ross gets on that curve you were talking about, Dakota, you saw it right there.
Yeah, those curves, they are like ice.
Yeah, it looks like it.
So Justin, I tried to look it up. I couldn't find it. What is the banking here? Is it completely flat, or is there a 1 or 2 degree banking? Not to put you on the spot, but I wasn't sure.
Nah, that's all good. You can basically just call it flat, but in all the turns, it's a 9.25 degree banking, and then on the straights, it's 2.5. But in all essence, it's just flat.
Right, and this track always reminded me of Loudon or New Hampshire, except on the inside, on some parts of New Hampshire, you almost have that reverse banking on the inner part of the corner, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, as this battle kind of plays itself out, we've got a real treat for y'all. We have been given permission from Isaac Mock to actually pull him down in the middle of a race. So Isaac Mock, this is Dakota, Justin, and Chuck in the booth. You got us, buddy?
What's up, fellas?
Hello, good sir.
I don't know if you're confident or crazy, but you're running 11th right now. You're doing good. You're kind of on the island by yourself. So what do you think you're gonna have to do to get up towards the front here?
Can y'all call race control and throw in them fancy yellows? I mean, I just saw one car underneath another car. Can we do that again? That'd be fun.
Unfortunately, it's looking like the rest of the field's all spread out here, Isaac. But how are you feeling with this car tonight?
I'm having a blast, man. This thing's I was scared I was gonna be loose, but I guess I overdrove it a little bit. She's tight, but whoa, yeah, she's getting a little loose now. The cars in front of me getting a little bit closer. The cars behind me getting a little further. This is getting pretty fun.
That's for sure. So, is there any strategy going through your mind if like green flag stops happen?
Go long and hope somebody forgot the food in the oven and throws a caution or something. I mean, I don't want to. You want to pit early, but I don't know. I think I'll just overdrive and kill the tires. So hope for caution, pit later, and have better tires.
That's definitely it. Just you got to save those tires the best you can while maintaining
Well,
position. We get it.
Before we let you go, how are the tires feeling? Have you had to dramatically adjust your corner entry, the grip level? I mean, obviously the tires are certainly wearing by lap 39 going to 40, but have you had to adjust your line significantly, entry-wise, or just backing it off a little?
I'm pulling that brake bias back because I'm still trying to drive her hard. I mean, that's about it. I've been hitting the same marks for a while, but I just want this car to talk nice to me a little bit better.
There you go. Well, we'll let you get back to it, and good luck the rest of your race, big guy.
Thank you, boys. See you later.
That was Isaac mocking the 47 there, ladies and gentlemen. That's I think that's about a first here on the VSRN. You know, pulling drivers mid-race to get a quick word with them.
It's always good to get a perspective of the drivers as they're doing it.
Absolutely, and I feel as we got pit stops getting ready, I heard somebody on live race saying they're getting ready to pit, but since we are in the booth, fellas, let's give a shout out to Eddie for what he does with VSRN. He does a great job, and he's pulling the puppet strings behind the scenes tonight, doing a great job as always. So thanks, Eddie, for having us in the booth and doing what you do.
Yeah, I hate to cut you off there, Chuck, but Ross Harlow is just taking the lead back from Alex Coffey.
Yes, he has. Looks like Alex is going to try to either stick with him or try to put that nose back underneath him, as you saw earlier with Parker. It looks like green flag pit stops have started for some. And it looks like this... Yeah, Ross is gonna walk away slightly. I'll say tiptoeing away from Alex Coffey here.
Yeah, so now that you know guys are starting to pit, you know, how urgent is it that you get yourself down pit road and don't leave yourself out, you know, to dry, so to say.
Well, that's where I'm not good at this at all. Sometimes I want to wait a lap or two just to see if somebody pulls a bonehead move on or move on corner entry or pit entry, even pit exit. But you don't want to wait too long because now you lose the time to the guys that fresh tires. So it's a fine line there.
Yeah, and it looks like the three of Parker Bland was the only one to opt to pit so far. So maybe it'll start dragging other guys down pit road here.
It is yet to be determined there, as these top two just still continue to walk away with now a 3.7 second gap back to the 5 of Stephen Harlow. And Shane Wyatt not so far behind him and about a second behind Harlow.
Yeah, and Jonathan Cofield, he's worked his way back up to 5th after starting in the back there. So, you know, he's still one of the favorites to win this. You might have the Harlow and Coffey show up front, but Cofield, he's coming for sure.
Yeah, he's been getting through this field slowly but surely. He shot out of a cannon off that restart. And it's kind of mellowed out a little bit, but he is back up to 5th as we are seeing. And he's back, and now he's actually caught up to the back bumper of the 27 car of Shane Wyatt.
You can tell these tires are really starting to get wore out. I'm watching Ross Harlow. He is tiptoeing through the turns here. He's not getting as much power down as he'd probably like. So I'd look for him to probably come pretty soon to pits.
Yeah, it's looking like everyone's almost starting to get on ice skates here, especially as we're seeing with Shane Wyatt getting that rear end a little bit loose coming out turn 4. Cofield is now on his... Oh, and he dives it in. Looks like Shane's giving him the position. And Cofield is now up to 4th.
I feel once. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Justin.
No. Go ahead. You're
I was
over.
going to say, I feel once one of the top 5s, maybe top 7, pulls the trigger, I think that'll start the floodgates.
That seems like a valid point.
I think Jonathan Cofield's got his sights set on Stephen Harlow now to get himself back into the top 3. I think Stephen might have got a little bit of the wall right there. I seen some smoke come off that right side.
Yeah, I've seen a lot of these drivers trying to get as much use of the track as they can, so they're running inches away from that wall just to try to get as much entry as you can in the 1 and 3. As we are now at the halfway point, or coming to the halfway point of this race, I wonder if that could be the opening that some of these drivers need to get to the end here, because from our data here, it's saying that there really isn't much fallout on these tires.
Steven's going down right now.
Yeah, that might have been the catalyst you was talking about to start dragging these guys down pit road here.
Yeah, and there's
Swavely down.
It's looking like he's got his connection issues sorted out.
Yeah, it looks like we got quite a few takers coming down now.
Yes, we do.
Got the 42 of Barry Nappy is on pit road as well.
And Steven is coming out of the pits now. And he will... I wonder at the end of these pit cycles, I wonder... Is he the 58? Oh, that was. So Cofield stayed out. To Alex, and there goes Ross, our leader, down into the pits. He is surrendering the lead to Alex Coffey. Now it's a matter of time to see when all the others from here.
And it looks like the 27 of Shane Wyatt come down behind Ross too. So most of your top 5 they're starting to make their way to pit road here.
I believe the only one that has not, the only 2 that haven't come in. Oh, Coffey, Cofield, Benson, Kivett, and Shade, and Bishop, and Jorgensen. Or your top 8 now have yet to pit, as we have Cofield into the pits now.
Go ahead.
Go ahead. Yeah, it was with Kyle Benson behind him.
Yeah, I was gonna say once your top 8 pits, that should cycle the lead over to the 19 of Steven, or that's Ross Harlow. I'm sorry. So he'll take the lead back here.
Ross needs to go around one more time, I believe.
Doesn't look like there's a lot of fall off. Maybe, I don't know, half to maybe 7/10 time, looking at the times, doing the basic math, but...
Well, maybe with the... Well, as we have Ross
Oh, we got
putting his nose
got a
down there.
caution on the front stretch
Oh.
here. Didn't mean to cut you off there.
You're good. That's way more important.
Looked like the number 9 car was trying to enter pit road. Maybe it hit the inside wall a little bit. Take a look at the replay when we get it.
It just got loose. A little too much sauce going out turn 4 here.
Yeah, she just broke loose and around she went. Looks like, just minimal damage for the number 2. He should be fine to continue on.
So while we're on the cost here, this is a unique pit road entrance now. You're actually already on the front stretch when it enters. A lot of tracks you maybe enter at the apex or you're still on the curb, but you're actually pointed straight before pit road entry.
Definitely adds to the uniqueness of this track. There really isn't much out there just quite like the Milwaukee Mile.
Well, with that caution come out, does that change your game plan any, or you think it's time to really start making some hay here and making your way to the front?
Well, judging on how quick these 57 laps have gone under green, I think it might be a little bit of go time for these drivers.
Depending on your track position or how early you pitted, might go down one more time. Certainly, if you only have a few laps, I would stay out, in my opinion, because of track position. But Parker Bland went down super early. I don't think it'd be out of the question for him to get a fresh set of shoes, but it depends on track position.
Well, speaking of track position, everyone in front of... I don't even know where the leader is at this point. It still says it's...
Yeah, it's going to be
Alex
Alex Coffey.
It is? So everyone ahead of him has got a wave around.
Yeah, and we're coming to the choose, so if you're the leader, you going high or low here?
I'd say you'd want to protect that bottom at all costs, because that looks like it's the dominant line.
We got here the choose cone cam. Eddie's done a really good job with getting these cameras set up and stuff, as we see all your wave arounds going by the pace car here. Alex Coffey's back there in the mix somewhere. Looks like he went low. So that's a good call there, Herb.
Yeah, having that dominant line going into a tight turn 1 is definitely an advantage.
Yeah, so we got the first little bit of choose out of the way, and we got to get all these wave rounds to see kind of where they're gonna play into it here.
So I just checked in with our driver that brought out the caution, Mr. Charlie Stevens. He had actually pitted. He was on fresh tires and just didn't get the grip level up to par. I asked about the damage. He said only his self-esteem. He's got no damage on the car, but he did say his self-esteem is a bit damaged.
Well, that will come with it, coming straight out of the pits after a 52 lap or about 50 laps of green flag. It'll do that to you. You're used to being all nice and slidey, and you get on fresh tires, they're cold, and you'll just have the confidence because, I got new tires. And what happened there?
Yeah, that's what he said. He just got on the thought a little bit too hard. But again, the number 9 car damage is good damage-wise. He just slight driver error.
Yeah, that'll catch anyone out. Well, we are coming to the green flag with your top 5 being Alex Coffey with Kivit on the outside, with Lautenschlager and Ross Harlow behind them, with Bishop rounding out your top 5.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see what the 7 of Tony Kivitt can do here, being on the front row with Alex Coffey. So we got a new player in the game here. As the pace car dips on the pit road, Alex Coffey gets one heck of a restart right there. Looks like the 13 of Lautenschlager is going to shoot low, followed by Ross Harlow. Looks like Lautenschlager might get the second position here coming out of the turn, as Ross tries to make it 3 wide right there. Ooh, that's close.
He might just do it.
As we see the 7 of Quebec get a little bit loose there to allow Ross take over third.
As now we try to settle in a little bit before the last final sprint to the checkered flag.
I agree with you, Justin. It is go time, and we got Stephen Harlow, and I believe that's Cofield. They got a good battle going. Cofield almost had a nose under Stephen on the last lap, and it looks like he's trying forward again now. Almost 3 wide, fellas.
It is 3 wide. Well, it was momentarily with Cofield and Stephen Harlow and the 14 of Bishop. Everyone's just trying to get going, maybe to get back into their own rhythm.
Yeah, join us in the booth now. We got one of the superstars of the Sunoco Cup Series, Steven Stimpian. What you doing, buddy?
Sorry I'm late, guys. It was a little rough night with my little guy, but it's good to be here. I see Alex Coffey is in the lead. No surprise there.
Yeah, him and Ross have they've been trading blows all race.
Yeah, it's been one of those heavyweight slugfests, as I believe Dakota stated earlier. But welcome, Stephen. Glad to have you.
It's good to be here. I guess I'm coming in at the right time. We got, 35 laps left. Pretty spicy. The field is together.
Yeah, just came off of a restart. It was a fresh restart as soon as you popped in.
Yeah, bring in our superstar for the finale part of the race, right? It was all planned, everybody.
Save the best for last, baby. That's what I'm saying.
There it is.
Let's see if Coffey can
Cheers,
save his
brother.
best for last. We'll see. Ross Harlow fighting for that second position with Kivitt right behind him, and then Craig Lautenschlager right behind him.
Well, Ross is more or less closing back in on Alex here. They're right back at it. Didn't take long for those two to get back together.
You guys are gonna have to forgive me. What's the laps led here? What do we got?
It's just been a little bit of a tussle with those two. Coffey, I believe, has been leading most of these laps. Well, don't quote me on that, but I believe he has.
So we got Coffey. Now both of these guys I've run against. Coffey is mighty hard to pass, let me tell you. He's up there with one of the best I've raced against. Hollow I can pass, that's easy. No big deal. But he's trying though. You know, this is a track that's like Loudon from a couple of weeks ago in a different car. So we'll see if he can bring some Loudon magic to the Milwaukee Mile.
That is for sure.
We got Steven in the middle though, front and back. I mean, not 3 wide, but Cofield is he gets some good corner entry, and Cofield just, I know he wants to go. Cofield's showing extreme patience right now, but the laps are clicking down, and sooner or later it's going to be go time, boys.
Yeah, I think there's still enough time, Chuck, to save some tire and see what you got at the end of this race. We'll see, especially if this thing goes green. I think some of these guys are thinking about saving some tire and, you know, being there at the end. So you don't want to give it too much and burn that right front up, especially at a flat track like this.
But how much do you want to see Alex and Ross walk away before you say, I gotta go, I can't wait anymore?
That's my point.
I'm
I think
if I'm sorry to cut you off there, Chuck, but if I'm sitting where I am right now in Kivett, I'm loving them two going because I know they're using a little bit up to get that lead. So I'm like, maybe I'll save a little bit right front. But he's got pressure behind him, so I don't know how much he's able to save.
Yeah,
Unless everybody else is on the same page.
Yeah, with Benson throwing his nose in on Cofield here. And let's see if that beef from last week shows its head here, as they are keeping it relatively really clean, honestly.
Yeah, Justin, it looks like he kept it clean, let him go. Maybe Cofield's thinking big picture, 30 laps left. I'll come back and get you in 5, 10 laps. But good to see Benson on the move here.
But so time-wise, again, to resurface the previous question, when is that time? We got 30 laps left, and Cofield's just under 3 seconds behind the leader. I mean, 30 laps is not a long time at a 1 mile track.
Plenty enough time, Chuck. Plenty enough time. Get me behind the wheel. I'd sit
Okay,
back
well,
for a little
okay, that's
bit
coming from the superstar, folks. Superstar, folks.
Yeah.
I guess
got
I was lucky from my perspective. Thanks, Stimpy. Appreciate it, brother. Love you, man.
Ooh, we got a little move for the lead here. Hollow's making his move.
Yeah, it
We'll
looks
see
like
if
they
there's
might
any
have
being
some
banging here.
contact there.
Maybe Ross decided it was starting to get to go time.
He hit the go button. Somebody up in his crew chief box said, "Let's go, man. Come on, you're wasting enough time behind him."
You
We don't
might
need
be
that. We
right.
don't need that dirty air. Let's go. Let's keep it moving. Ooh, as Coffee gets to the wall. Ooh. That might cost Coffee just a little bit right there.
Yeah, he's been flirting with that wall all night.
This is the type of track that makes me want to race out there. I love these types of tracks. This is my specialty right now. But Kibbett's still got a second. I mean, he's hanging a second back, so I wouldn't be surprised if he starts making a move. We'll see.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, I think Kivett actually closed the gap a little bit while those two were duking it out, or if anything, maintaining the gap, not letting them walk away.
Reagan's flirting with that apron.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's your current point leader, Craig Lautenslager. You know, I guess he can be the Kevin Harvick of this league. It's, you know, where did he come from? You know, you really don't hear too much out of him, you know, throughout the first part of the race, but then there at the end, he's like, well, damn, there he is.
Make it move silent but deadly.
Yeah, and considering that he started 16th, yeah, you can make that parallel. Like, where did he pop out of?
He's getting a little loose though. Loose off exit there.
That's
that affects him on the long end.
That's the nature of the beast here. It's been a problem for a lot of people.
Look at Benson creeping into the top 5 though. This is another guy that you can't sleep on right here. I think Kyle Benson is going to make a move here. Like I said, plenty enough time. Although Kivett's letting that lead slip, he's down to 1.4 right now. As we do go through the field, we see our favorite pit reporter from last week, Isaac Mock, sitting in 10th. That nice top 10. Gotta love that. Fighting there for 9th against Lancaster. Locked in. Zoned in. Look at that.
Yeah, you gotta maintain focus here. You have one little misstep and you are around for the count.
Now, I don't know if you guys have talked, but I don't know if any of you guys have ran here yet, but what do you guys like? You guys like sending it in shallow or kind of knocking it in?
Well, we were talking about that earlier. I don't really have too much experience personally driving here, but I've been here multiple times. I've seen every type of line happen, and anything can really work here as long as the driver's comfortable.
I like what Maki's doing right there. Shallow entry. Let it slide up in the middle. Bring it back down, exit.
Yeah, that's what I've been seeing Ross do, Coffee do, even Cofield. That like everyone seems to have roughly the same type of line. Others throwing it in a little bit more shallow as 13 Launschlager there.
That's a good job with his name, because last night on his podcast we had, I did not even attempt to say his last name.
I still don't really know how to really pronounce it. Just
It's
kind of
okay, we'll
winging
go
it.
with it. Launschlager.
If it works, it works.
I'll tell you one thing is,
I believe it is actually Slager. Correct me if
Martin
I'm wrong,
Slager?
somebody.
oh,
I always
okay.
thought it was Slogger,
Okay.
as in like a logger, but I believe it is Slager. Somebody could correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe I had that issue on a previous broadcast, and I think Eddie corrected me on it.
We're just gonna go with Slay Queen. How about that? Let's go Slay
Let's go
Queen.
Slay Queen. I concur. Let's do
Yeah.
that.
One thing to note here is, since Hollow has taken this lead, that second place, it's been about a half a second gap between him and Coffee. I think he's feeling pretty good right now. I think he saved a little bit of his stuff, maybe chilling behind Coffee. Kibbett's kind of dropped down to 2 seconds, 0.2 of a second there, and Hollow's right behind him, putting some pressure on him.
Maybe
There's
Alex.
a lot of traffic here.
Yeah, some people have been hit with some bad luck tonight. And they're just doing their best to try to stay out of the fights here.
Been a pretty good race, boys, though. Went 2 cautions, that's it.
Can't complain about that, Chuck. Anytime there's
Absolutely nice. It's been a great race by this entire field.
we get some green flag runs, that's a driver's happiness right there, right? You know, having some green flag runs, as long as you know how to manage your stuff, that's the key. We got some battles. I'll tell you, this third, fourth, fifth, sixth battle right here is turning up. It's getting spicy, guys. Spicy.
Yeah, as Cofield's back up to the bumper of the 70 of Kyle Benson, who's on the bumper of Stephen Harlow, as it looks like. Ooh.
Benson's done a good job saving whatever he has. Ooh, he got a little loose on entry right there under the brakes.
A little too hard on the brakes, maybe.
Let's
But
see if
he's still
Cofield
there.
follows him through. Cofield might follow him through.
Oh no. Aldo Jr. loses 2 spots here. In danger. That is not good.
Yeah, and
Cofield
it also never fails that when you got beef with somebody, you always end up, right beside them on the track, from there on out until y'all get it resolved. I mean, these guys, they have been, swapping positions these 86 laps.
Is there ever any, in a driver's mind, is there ever resolve? Come on now.
you were hitting every nail on the head here, Steven.
We got Shane Wyatt putting the pressure on Slay Queen.
Slay Queen. Ooh. Go get him, Chuck. Slay.
Everyone is starting to reel back in.
Yeah, they're reeling him in. I mean, this battle is great. This is as a driver being up in the booth. This is what I love to see right here. This is this can be a good finish. We got 13 more laps to go. Coffee has cut down that gap between him and Hollow to under 0.3 of a second right there. So we might have another battle here.
I was gonna say earlier, I wonder if Coffee let Harlow go to try to save a little bit for the end here, as you were trying to say there,
A
Steven.
little cat and mouse game are we
Maybe.
seeing here? Is that what we're seeing?
I
Shane
wonder.
Wyatt, in 8th position here, hanging on for dear life.
There we got a caution, fellas.
Oh, that changes
Oh.
everything. We have a caution on the track.
Everything.
Oh, throw everything out the
Oh,
window,
man.
guys, because what we were just talking about, All bets are off.
Could it have been Parker?
Parker with the annual caution.
Well, let's see what happened. It was just a little self spin. That wasn't even really a spin.
Took too much of that apron.
Oh, it looks that's exactly it.
Flirting with disaster.
It wasn't a spin, but it was just enough.
Well, boys, I think we're going to see 4 tires, a little bit of gas, and go, and we're going to see some fenders being off at the end of this race.
You think you'll see anybody stay out and try to snooker one away from them here?
I think everybody's going to take tires after seeing some of the looseness that I saw on entry and exit. I think everybody's coming in to take tires. I don't think anybody would be that foolish to stay out because they would get blown away. Although, if we were in the Cup Series, we would see somebody do it.
Not here. No. Oh, Ross had a good pit stop there.
That was a great pit stop. Although we see is Shade. Is that right? Shade's in first.
I think we need to wait for the next loop here to see the correct running order.
Johnny Shade stayed out, so we have one gambling man.
Oh boy.
Oh, that is I don't know about that move.
Unless if he saved enough. But he's got some hungry cats behind him.
Yeah. I don't know. When was the last time he pit?
Probably at the caution before this on lap 54.
I don't have that telemetry, but I would agree with that. Should be coming to the choose, I think.
Yeah, we are 2 to green, so we are coming to the choose. There, Chuck, you are right on the money on that one. We will take a look and see if all these guys can nail their choose cone correctly, and hopefully no penalties, especially for the guys in the top 10, because I feel like everybody in the top 10 has a shot at this win.
Yeah, as we come to the choose cone, you'll see the 2 green boxes and the red box pop up. If you got to be in the extreme high or the extreme low, which is clearly in the green, if any part of your car is in that red, that's going to result in you getting an EOL penalty. So it's safe to just hug the walls and make sure you're inside that green there. And you got to be completely straight. You can't be at an angle coming across the start and finish line. Looks like everybody's clean there.
That was a close call on Maki, I think that was. It looked like that was Maki's car. He's kind of straddling that line.
Oof. Some of these guys, let me tell you, they cut it close coming to that choose.
Way too close for comfort. I'm hugging whatever wall I can to make sure I avoid a penalty. I'll tell you that much. I do not want a penalty at the end of this race. I want to go battle it out.
Yeah, I'm probably coming off of 3, already making my choice, just to be safe.
It is hard though, because if you got one line that's taking if everybody's going bottom, it's like, I gotta change. But we are coming to the green. This is gonna be a finish, boys. I am excited. We are coming to the green. Johnny Shade is gonna lead us to the green flag here. Oh, they're dropping the hammer on this one. It's 7 laps to go.
A little squirrely for Shade on the
Coffee going around.
Oh, we got a big one here.
Oh,
man.
Almost.
A little bit of impatiency. I don't even know if that's a word, but that is.
That's going to end out Coffee's night, most likely.
That is not good. Well, I know Shade and Coffee are teammates there, so let's take a look at this replay here, and see if we can kind of decipher what went down there.
Well, first and foremost, looked like Shade got a little squirrely on the restart here. Just on those old tires.
Yeah, I think he's spun. Yeah, he's spun. You can see his fast end.
I mean, he did a good job though, but I mean, Coffee just went 3 and. Well,
And
Did he
Alex
get a
just
little
came
help
in.
there? Or did he come down? I couldn't tell from that.
Alex definitely came down on that one.
yeah, it looked like he didn't hear the spotter low. He just said, "Forget about it. Let's go see what we can do." Oh, right in the corner.
Yeah,
Well,
Ross-
that is just short track racing, boys, as a famous person once said.
yeah, and Ross made a pretty good move there to get to the inside, and Alex was trying to probably shut that door on him because the inside is the preferred line.
That is for sure. Yeah.
Yep, I think
He
he
just
just
tried to
have
cover
to, he had to protect that low line. I think it's a tough call. As somebody that, if I'm in Coffee's shoes, I'm probably pretty aggravated about that a little bit. But it is under 10 to go, so anything's expected. Well, we're going to rack them again, boys. And we get another restart.
Get another shootout here.
I am looking for Benson in the 3rd position. I think this is going to be interesting.
I'm still keeping my money on the 19 of Ross.
Well, that's because you have to, you're teammates with him. But I'm teammates with him, and I'm going with Benson. So I'm non-biased broadcast right here, ladies and gentlemen. I am not being biased. Let's go, Kyle Benson.
Yeah, so as we're should be coming to the choose here. If do you pick your same lane, or do you try to switch it up? Maybe see if something else will work here. We got 5 to go, so the pay window is open.
I think on what Johnny Shade, if the field saw what Johnny Shade did on that restart, not getting going, I think everybody goes high. I don't think you got to be pretty brave to go on the low line. I think I'd rather stack up behind Hollow. We'll see here, though. Here we go.
Yeah, and Shade's got to do what he's got to do. He's got to stay low to protect it.
Oh,
And you saw Benson. Benson was committed to the high line right behind Hollow. He did not move. Those guys thought about,
17 of Lancaster will get an EOL right there.
I think that was intentional. I think he intentionally drove. There's no way he missed the high line, whole line, or high line, low line.
Ooh.
he might be
All
thinking, hey, the safest spot is to be in the back. Maybe
Yeah.
these boys are going to get another wreck. You never know.
Like he literally, I don't see, it wasn't even close. It's like he deliberately went down the middle.
All right, well, Chuck, Justin, Dakota, we're going to have another restart. This is going to get spicy again.
We're going to be coming to 3 to go.
Hammer down, baby. Let's go.
Ooh.
Yeah, Johnny Shea, he's going to have his hands full with the Harlow brothers right here. Got one beside him and one behind of him.
As we come off forward, pace car is dipping in, and we are green. Let's go.
That's a lot better start on Shea.
That's a lot better start. Let's see if we can hold him off.
Ooh. Ross does a good crossover.
Got a little loose.
Oh, Shade pinched him.
Oh,
And here comes
Ooh.
Benson with a touch with Steven.
These guys are not going to make it.
Oh, we're 3
It's
wide.
3 wide.
Benson smartly
Whoa.
gets out of that.
Oh,
No,
as Benson
turned.
gets into the back of Steven. Around goes Steven
Ooh.
Harlow.
Oh,
Coming to
everyone
another
does a
yellow.
fantastic job of avoiding that.
That was
Well
a
done.
lot better restart for Shade. No wiggle on the ass end, nothing. He went off good. So this will be your second of 3 green, white, checkered boys.
I do have to compliment Benson's job of breaking and saying, you know what, I'm not going to do this. But then he just sends it. I think Little Hollow was maybe lifting too much to not get into Big Brother so they don't fight. I don't know. You never know. But who was it? Was it Justin? Was it you that said, we got anybody that'll stay out, or was it you, Dakota?
Yeah, that was me. And
Yeah.
so far, it's paid off for Johnny Shea.
It's paid off, man. He's hoping we get a couple more cautions and this thing ends on the yellow.
Well, it's been extended to a green-white checkered.
Man, Benson just took out Hollow like Mario did to me last week in the Cup Series. This is very familiar for me. It's very familiar territory.
Oh man. Well, yeah, it looks like the little gamble for Johnny Shade here. It's paying. It's paying big time, and especially with that jump on the restarts. If he can get that hole shot and get down in turn 1 first, he has a big chance to walk away with a win here.
Yeah, I do have to agree there, Justin. I think it's, I think we're going to see him praying for some cautions and keeping this lead. It's going to be the first of our 3 green-white checkers, ladies and gentlemen. This is getting down to crunch time.
Yeah, and you mentioned the Sunoco Cup Series there, Stephen. This is a feeder series for the Sunoco Cup Series. These guys really want to make an impression on all the admins and any of the Cup Series drivers that may be racing with them. I'm gonna get your take on it, since you're kind of one of the big dogs in the Cup Series. Who do you think out of this group right here could come up right now and race against you boys?
I'm terrible. I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know. You got some big names. Obviously, you have Alex Coffey. You got Kyle Benson. You got Cofield, who's been really strong the last couple of weeks, at least the last 2 weeks that I've got to run against him. He's shown some pretty good talent there, and I guess that's a couple of names that I would name. I don't know if you guys feel any other way, but those are my kind of picks right there.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. As we come here to the choose, looks like Johnny Shade's going to keep the inside. We're also going to go out.
Benson's going to take that out.
Everybody's
Shane
clean
Wyatt.
so far.
Shane Wyatt took the inside. He's slowly made his way up into 4th position here. If anything, he might be in the
clean.
catbird seat.
Yeah, I do have to agree with you. The way these guys are racing, excuse me, almost said wrecking. I mean, they are wrecking, but sun's going down a little bit, and I think we see some tempest flare a little bit.
Yeah, before we get back going green here, I want to kind of give a shout out to Eddie here at VSRN. He's actually going to be broadcasting the Sunoco Cup Series race tomorrow night, so that's pretty big for him, and we're proud of all the stuff that he's been able to do behind the wheel and on the broadcasting side of things. So look for big things to come for Eddie and VSRN.
Looking forward to that, Eddie, as we do come to the green here. Pace car is off. Johnny Shade's going to lead us into 1 here. Let's see if Hollow can do anything on that outside. We got fresher tires on the outside, old tires on the bottom. Let's see which one's going to prevail.
Johnny didn't get that good of a hole shot this time.
Ross gets a little loose there too.
That's the second time in that corner Ross has got loose. He's got to keep it under him if he's going to make this work here.
Man, if I was Kyle Benson, my eyes are wide open, because these two might. Oh, as we see Ross get into Johnny Shade.
Ross completely
dumped
Shade, and Kyle Benson gets collected.
Man.
Oh no, we.
It looked like Benson was in it too. Couldn't quite tell the number.
Yes, he was, unfortunately, Chuck. He was the unfortunate beneficiary of Ross in Shade there. So this is going to put Wyatt up to 2nd. Shane, is that correct?
That is correct.
Definitely
Wow,
bringing a couple new guys into the mix here. You got, you do have the 27 of White, and Jonathan Cofield. He's back at the front after serving that EOL penalty from the lead. Cody Kinsey, he's up there, and Barry Knapp. He's another one of them kind of silent guys you don't hear much out of, but he'll find his way up there every now and then. So big shout out to him. And Matt Jorgensen is in 6th.
A couple of guys that are very consistent. That's for sure. What do we think, guys? Do we think Ross kind of forgot about Johnny Shade having some old tires there, or was that kind of a send?
I would agree with that, because I heard the in-race comms, because I'm logged into the server So I'm hearing what they're saying, and Ross did apologize for getting into him.
There's Chuck with the inside track, ladies and gentlemen, for all you fans out there. Beautiful, jacked in-race reporter.
Yeah, sponsored by Instagram.
Sponsored by Muscle Milk. Just kidding.
Let's not talk about Instagram. Had no idea. Had no idea that I
Okay.
misspoke that night. Sorry for Instagram peeps out
So
there.
you
I
you
misspoke.
channeled your
My bad.
inner Bill Belichick, where it was InstaChat or Snapface or whatever that interview.
Look, y'all, I eat crayons. You know that by now.
As long as your favorite color is blue to eat, that is all that matters. So we have Hollow, we have Wyatt, we have Cofield, and we have Kinsey in the top 4, and then Mr. Knapp rounding out the top 5. I think we are coming to our last green-white checker. Is that correct?
I believe
this
No,
is 2 or 3.
this is 2 or 3.
No, this is 2 of 3. So I
Hey, and
apologize.
let's give a shout out to Charlie Stevens right there, top 10. He's in P9 after his spin.
a lot of people got
rebound.
shuffled up here. Parker Bland is up to 8th. We got Matthew Jorgensen up to 6th. The 17 of Lancaster up into 7th.
Not too long ago, Parker Bland self-spun. So
Yeah,
rebound.
I mean, obviously, you know, when cars getting wrecked and you slip through, that helps you out. But still, you got to be in it to even have you got to be in it to win it. So, good job on those guys on their recovery, getting back in the top 10.
Do have to agree. Have to be in it to win it, baby. As we are going to be set for the coming up on the choose. Once they make their way around this long mile.
But now I'll ask you this, Steven. If you're Shane Wyatt, you know Ross is obviously going to take the inside. Do you go ahead and jump to the outside and start up beside him, or you go right there behind him and try to time his jump?
Well, it depends if, if Wyatt wants to use the bumper or not. You got 2 ways you can play this. You can give him the old bump and run, or you can pinch him in the corner and hope he gets a little loose like he has. If anybody's been able to, if you've seen him go into turn 1 on the restart, he's coming in loose or exiting loose the last couple of times. So we'll see as we come to the choose cone. And he is going to use the bumper. We are going to see the bumper be used.
And the top 3 all chose the bottom. That's going to shuffle Cody Kinsey all the way up to the outside front row.
And don't sleep on Cody Kinsey. Cody Kinsey has the talent to steal a win here, in my
Let's
opinion.
talk about that bumper super quick. Look, there's a difference between straight up dumping a guy using the bumper or using the bumper and moving the guy. There is a skill there. I don't have that skill. If I try to use a bumper, I'm wrecking the guy. Not intentionally. I don't have the skill to push him out of the way. So,
Well, I'd like to give a shout out to Austin Shoemaker on that, because he was the beneficiary of my bump and run at Gateway last season.
Well, I think we're.
I can't believe I didn't get a chuckle as we get ready to come to green.
no, I was,
All
but I
right.
thought Justin was getting ready to say something.
The pace car is coming down, and we are green, as Ross gets a fabulous jump on the inside. Wyatt is going to follow, tuck in. He is going to have no pressure on the outside by Cody Kinsey as we come around to turn 2. Justin, lead us.
Caution.
Oh, we got another caution. No.
It's like the 7 of Tony Cavett, and Johnny Shade has gone around once again.
So this will be the last, everybody. This will be it. This will be the 3rd and final green-white checker restart. So we take the white flag. Whatever happens, happens. We don't take the white flag. It still is the end of the race. This is the final one, boys.
It's like Shade got a little bit of help from Kivett there. Maybe.
Let's see. Maybe Kivik got a little loose on entry.
Maybe a little tight on entry.
Or a little tight. Loose, tight. Either way. Let's
Way
see
up the track.
here.
Looks like they might have bottlenecked right there in front of him on that start. Yeah, he just got in there just a little too hot.
Yeah.
Great
That'll
job.
do it.
Great job by Richard right there. Sneaking on by. Well, I apologize to everybody watching out there. It seems since I was able to come up in the booth, I have been the jinx. I apologize.
Thanks for exciting racing, though. That's for sure.
Look at this. Look at this. This is beautiful. Just avoided everything. Good job, Richard.
Well done.
Oh, we got a little bit more up after that, too, after the caution. All right. Well, do we see the white, boys? What do we think?
Well, the next flag ends it. So, do you go ahead and just punt the guy that's in front of you and skate on by for the easy win, or do you try to race it out here? I mean, the pay window it's wide open.
Yeah, it is
Well,
wide open.
If Ross gets a jump like he did, nobody's got nothing if he gets the same jump.
I know what I'd do. I'd just try to get around them cleanly, because that's just how I drive. But I know that a lot of these guys behind Ross here, they're hungry. They
Oh,
want to
yeah.
win.
I'd like to see Shane take the opposite line and try to give him a run for his money. Dakota, are you still the spotter / crew chief for Shane in between this commentating?
Oh yeah,
You better tell him to take the opposite line.
I got a lot of irons in the fire. I'm his crew chief. I'm his Fortnite duos partner. I mean, we're tight.
There
So
it is.
we
you are his right and left hand man.
I'm his right and left hand man.
I love it.
I give him some pep talks, and usually they work out. So I know if he had his phone on him, I'd probably be telling him just go ahead and use that chrome horn. But I love Ross too, so I might just tell him not to.
Oh, he decides
He's
to
following.
stay right behind Ross. So that is
Ooh, I
interesting
think,
pick right there.
I think Matt Jorgensen might get an EOL right there.
Ooh.
Looks like he was well inside the red. Yeah.
Shout out to Isaac Mock out there. He was not in the care center before I showed up either, so I apologize about that. I will send a nurse your way, Isaac.
Alrighty.
We're gonna
Well.
have another fabulous restart, boys.
Oh, Cofield is starting on the outside of Ross here. That
Yeah.
changes a little bit of things here.
Especially with
Ooh,
the banged up race car too.
that's for sure.
But Cofield,
Alright.
he was fast, so maybe he can hang with him. Don't know how bad the damage is.
Cofield was the pole sitter.
The pace guy's going to dip in. Ross gets a fabulous jump at the line. We are green. And the next flag is going to call this race. Let's see if we can get the white, boys.
Shane White looks at the inside of Cofield here for second place.
This is everything that Ross wants to see in his mirror.
Cost it again,
Oh,
so that's the race, boys.
That's going to be the end of the race. Ross Harlow will be your winner.
Yeah, had a hell of a jump, and yep.
Yeah, it looks like Shane White will take second place and Cofield will take third.
Now, to our viewers that may not be familiar with this format, they technically need to line up and follow around in position order to finish the race. They are going to finish the race under caution, but you must stay in your position. Otherwise, that could affect your position finishing.
Which is very hard to do, especially if you just got turned around. You want to exit the sim as soon as possible and leave this, but
Yeah, as you can see, your race winner Ross is super excited home with the victory tonight.
oh yeah, he's got a lot of emotion in that face. I'm telling you, he is thrilled.
And I think he's got the water that Bobby Boucher had, that cold Arctic water, it's running through his veins.
We had a little
Yeesh.
back in the pack. We had a little post-race action going on.
Oh yeah, it looks like.
Yeah.
Oh man, I don't think the admins are gonna like that too much.
Oh, that is not something you want to see after a race.
No, sir, you do not.
Yep, because that's going to affect the standings. Remember, everybody, that they have to line up and finish the race in the position that they were assigned at the caution, and with that post-race interactions, that could adjust the finishing positions.
Yeah, we'll get the post race results here for you here in just a second. As soon as we get clarification on that. Yeah, it's a little messed up from that post race scrap there. So Ross Harlow is the winner. Shane White did finish second. Jonathan Cofield, he was third, and I think Barry Knapp might have been fourth, followed by Cody Kinsey in fifth. And from sixth on back, I'm not totally sure.
And it is confirmed. It is Ross, Wyatt, and then Cofield. That is your top three.
Yeah, we'll go ahead and kick it to some commercials before we get to your post-race interviews.
Let's meet the supply chain technology lineup. Coil machines, a powerful combination of access, control, and traceability. Sensor devices, take what you need, the device reports who, what, and how much. Multi-use lockers, vend bulk items, manage assets, and pick up orders. And electronic bins, avoid stockouts with 24/7 inventory monitoring. The key to the game, a local blue team to keep your supply chain moving full speed ahead. Fastenal, where industry meets innovation.
We are back from the Milwaukee Mile in Wisconsin. We were surrounded by a bunch of cheeseheads, Cheesehead Nation, and boy, did we have a finish, huh, Justin? Talk to me about that. Let's recap that finish right there.
Man, that was a wild finish all the way through all those green-white checkers. Man, I don't think we could have asked for anything better than what we got here tonight out in Milwaukee here. Holy cow. Can't ask for anything more.
No, I don't think so. I mean, that was a great finish. Obviously, I'm sure some of the guys would like to see it go green, but we got some entertainment here tonight. It's a mile flat track, and it lived up to its name. So, looking forward to doing some interviews here.
I'm back.
As we welcome back Chuck, and we got Dakota and myself, Steven Stempian, and Justin Arab, and I am caught up with Ross Hollow. How you doing, champ?
Oh, I don't know. Hate winning like that, man. Had what 90 laps, a great race in there, and it just all went to hell at the end. It is what it is, right? But yeah, it was a lot of fun. Alex put up a hell of a fight all night long. Really hate the way that him and I got together. I knew what he was gonna do with his teammate up there. Um, and he got the cross up. It looks like he went a little bit higher than maybe he was thinking. I don't know, but I crossed him over, got it. Just got my nose in, and I don't know. Maybe I could have given him more room. Maybe he could have given me. Either way. Two cars going for the same piece of real estate at the end. It sucks the way it happened, but um, it is what it is. That one, yeah, I feel bad for that. Same thing with Johnny. Just hard close racing. I don't think I hit him very hard. I wasn't trying to hit him at all. I just slotted in. I think he just got lifted there. I don't know. It's hard to say, but it sucks either way. It was 90% of that race was absolutely spectacular. I mean, that's what this racing is all about, right? It's just proper flat tracking. It was a good time. But
Yeah, I do have to say, on that long run that you caught Coffee and got around him. I kind of said maybe he was saving a little bit, waiting to make his move, and I'm sure you liked what you were seeing in the mirror because you were kind of clicking off lap times, watching that lead grow on some of the field there. So talk to me about that, and then we'll recap a little bit on Johnny Shade. I do want to ask you a couple things on that, but talk to me about your patience there with Coffee in the middle of that race.
yeah, man. I mean, it's just it's a long race. I got lined up behind him there after that early incident with Alex, and I don't know who else was in that one, but got to the point where I could slot in behind him, and I knew Alex is fast as hell everywhere. So figured I'd set the cruise control behind him and just ride around for as long as I could, really. I started noticing I was really rolling the center a lot better than he was, and as a result, I was just kind of slowly able to get the car up out of the corner better because I wasn't overheating the right rear trying to get it to climb out or get it to rotate at all. So eventually it was just a matter of he made a couple of mistakes, just scraped the wall like halfway down the backstretch, and I got him once, and he got a great crossover on me, came back on the inside, and I can't fight that. I'm not going to bother. Milwaukee's so bottom line dominant. You really got to get down there. The second time, same thing. He just scratched that wall a little bit and managed to get inside of him. Then hell, the third time, got my nose in, got it on got the left sides on all the way down on the banking there, and he was pinching, I was pushing, and came together. We met in the middle again, and fortunately we both caught it, saved it, and we were both able to keep racing. But just an absolute blast tonight. These cars are so much fun. They a lot of the time, a lot of tracks still tend to lean, towards pushing or getting really loose. And here it really depends so much on how you drive it. It was just a great time all the way around.
Yeah, it did look like a great time, man. I'm kind of jealous that I wasn't out behind the wheel, but it's definitely a mile track that I like to see, and it looked entertaining. The paint scheme looked great. Chuck wanted me to give you a shout out from fellow Marine, and say congratulations to you, and obviously congratulations on the win tonight. And side note, I think you had a little lapse of judgment there. I think you forgot Johnny Shade had old tires when you got into him, but it's okay. It happens. It's under 10 to go.
That's one of the things I was talking to the teammates about. It was like, I got that crossover and was rolling real good, and just old tires don't rotate like new tires. Yeah, it sucks. I definitely cut it closer than I could have probably or should have. I just trying to fill the hole before I got mugged.
Well,
And,
you put on a great show, and congratulations on the win. And why don't you go celebrate with the boys? Crack open a couple cold ones, and we'll let you go
And
celebrate.
crayons. Simplify, brother. Keep them
hell yeah,
crayons.
guys, simplify.
Simplify.
And
Yeah.
real quick, I just want to just real quick, big happy birthday to my old man today. Yeah, so
Happy
just wanted to throw
birthday,
that out
Papa
there.
Hollow.
Hell yeah.
Well, I guess I kind of messed up there. I guess I didn't even give you a chance to give a shout out, and you did. So thank you.
That's the important one for tonight, anyways.
Well, good win, Ross. We are going to bring up our second place finisher, Shane Wyatt, and I believe Dakota Wilson is caught up with him.
Shane White, this is Dakota and the boys in the booth. You got a copy?
Yeah, what's going on, guys?
Yeah, you pulled out another second place finish there. Just kind of up and down all night, and looks like you kept the car clean. So it's kind of unpack your night there.
Yeah, happy to come away with second, even though it shows 13th in the results, or 17th in the results standing, because some people don't know how to act like adults. But yeah, we started, in decent position. We had a bad qualifying run, so to be able to work through the field basically twice after the mid-race caution came out, and some guys got taken out, but yeah, we will take advantage of it. Hopefully move up in the points a little bit, move on to next week. I think we're at Phoenix. I'm typically pretty decent there, so we'll see how we do in the desert.
It was definitely a real good night for you. You got any sponsors you'd like to thank?
Yeah, of course, Sim Rep Market. They support me week in, week out in both the series, Sunoco, and the Midwest Series on Sunday. So I can't do it without them, as well as Team Watson Racing Setups, Christie's Auto Sales in Danville, Virginia, Richmart Florist, and Fort Worth Screen Printing. I appreciate all those guys and for what they do. So yeah.
Yeah. Well, before we let you get back to debrief with your team, as your friend and Fortnite partner, I'm proud of you. But as your crew chief and spotter, I'm a little disappointed that you didn't lay the bumper to Harlow there. But we'll talk about that on Monday.
Well, if these guys would be able to not wreck for more than a lap, I'd have been able to do something. But we got to wreck every corner, so I can't do that.
All right, big guy. We'll let you get back to your team, man. Let y'all debrief.
Appreciate it, guys. Thank y'all for what y'all do.
All right. Well, I think it's about time to catch up with our third place finisher, Jonathan Cofield. How you doing tonight, bud?
I'm doing all right. How are y'all?
Oh, can't complain. You had quite the eventful night, starting on, I believe it was pole, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, I put down a pretty good lap. Milwaukee is one of my favorite tracks, so kind of know how to get around this place.
Yeah, it seems like you did. You got into a little bit of trouble off of that first caution there, but definitely worked your way through. What was your whole key point trying to get through the field there?
No, just take my time. Everybody was getting sideways off the corner. You just gotta save your rear tires. In the long run, I could pick them back off. Didn't really have no short run speed. A couple guys out there quicker than I was, or held there for a while. We was all running about the same pace. But once the tires fell off, I could pick them off because they'd come off the corner plumb sideways.
Yeah, it seems like at the end of those runs, everyone was just on ice skates. So, but to come away with a third place finish here after all that chaos and working your way through, I can only imagine it feels pretty nice to walk away with at least third.
Yeah, it does. I misread the restart zone. I thought I was lower than that. Nothing on the league or anything else. Just my fault, not paying attention to what I was doing, and had to suffer the consequences. Had to come from the back and beat the old car up, and thankfully come back with a third place finish.
Yeah, we had a lot of fun watching you up here running through the field with all those battles you had.
Oh yeah, I mean it was a blast to drive there toward the end, just having to dodge people. It got a little reckless there toward the end, but it was fun.
Yeah, for sure. Well, closing up, you got anybody to thank you out here?
Oh, definitely. I want to thank you guys and everybody in the booth, and Eddie Smith and BSRN, Martin Sports, and MPI for putting on this winter series, and Fastenal for sponsoring it, and SM Racing Products, Sim Shop, Cofield Asphalt Refinishing, Cofield Supply and Service, all the admins of the league, everybody that lets us come out here and have a good time.
All right, Jonathan. It was great having you. Great watching you. Best of luck to you next week.
Appreciate it, bud.
All right. Well,
Yeah, that was
your
your
wraps it up.
yeah, that was your podium finishers. Before we get to the final thoughts, we want to go back through and thank all of our sponsors who make this whole league possible. First up, we have Fastenal. They are the title sponsor of this series. They do a lot when it comes to helping you keep track of your inventory. You know what you have, where it's at. If you don't know where it's at, you know you can't use it. They're FMI technology. They let you monitor your inventory, track your assets, and control consumables. They have vending machines, lockers, bins that help you have sense of your inventory levels and how your product is being used in your business. They really help you shine a light on the parts and supplies that keep your business running. So go check them out at Fastenal.com and see how they can help you and your business. And then next up we have Simrat Market. They have some jaw-dropping designs that really make your cars pop out on the track. As we see with the 27 of Shane White, you know, go check out simratmarket.com and get yourself a template, and you can change the colors however you want to. And you know, it's iRacing paint's made easy. And also we have Max Pappas Innovations. You know, MPI is a renowned leader in steering wheel and safety innovation for elite motorsports teams. You know, they have real world adaptations, and then on the sim side, you know, they have steering wheel, sim chassis, adapters, you know, anything you could think of to help you, you know, take your sim racing to the next level. So if you want to go give him a look at maxpappasinc.com on Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok. Well, that about wraps it up for the race here tonight at the Milwaukee Mile. Let's kind of get y'all's final thoughts at this race and kind of looking into next week at Phoenix.
Well,
Yeah, I mean, I thought it was good short track, you know, flat track racing, especially for the half that I caught. And you know, I know some of the guys aren't happy being able to get some green flag racing at the end there, caution after caution. That's painful being a driver. You never like to see a race end like that, but one person's going home happy and the rest are kind of mad. But Phoenix is another type of track that is going to be very fun. I think I personally love Phoenix. I know a couple of guys in here do, so it's a fun track and looking forward to that show.
Yeah, I agree. I think the majority of this race was a great race, minus a little bit of the chaos near the end. But there is a lot of talent, a lot of respect shown in this league. For the most part, you're always going to have issues, but it was good. I'm looking forward to it as well. Like you said, Stimpy, next week. But then again, you got that dog leg. Cut the dog leg, not cutting the dog leg. What are people gonna do? So we will tune in for next week for that chaos or not chaos. That's my thoughts.
I share the same sentiments. It's been a great race tonight. Had a lot of green flag running, and then yeah, you also had chaos at the end. But that's what happens when a late race caution comes in. I expect nothing less, honestly. But yeah, going into Phoenix, it's still going to be the dogfight that we know and love out of all the drivers here in the MPI Xfinity Series.
Do we love it though? Do we love the dog leg or do we not love the dog leg?
Love the dog leg.
That's to be seen next. That's what we'll see next week. Do we love the dog leg or do we not? Maybe we should take a fan vote next week. Do we love the dog leg? Do we not love the dog leg?
Yeah, well, that's going to wrap us up for tonight here at the Milwaukee Mile. Like I said, y'all be sure to tune in here tomorrow night as Eddie and VSRN is broadcasting the Sunoco Cup Series race.
On podium, by the way.
On podium.
Eddie
Sorry about that.
On podium tomorrow night, and can't wait for tomorrow night's show. We are at Talladega, 240 plus, lap after lap, in the COTs.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be one hell of a show. But for myself, Steven Stimpian, Chuck Phelps, and Justin Erb, we wish you all a good night, and we'll see y'all next week.